Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you how to make a nice Christmassy journal, and we're going to do it with just some ordinary plain craft card like this. I'm going to use a mixture of some glycerine with some water. So that's going to make it nice and soft and help to break the fibres up in the paper. And when it's done, it'll look a bit like this, a bit leathery. This is one that I've done, that I'm working on at the minute. And we're going to put a nice cloth material inside, just to make it pretty. But like I say, they're going to be Christmassy ones, these. I'm going to be using some embossing folders, which I've got a few here that we can choose from. So there's a nice snowman and Christmassy tree one there, snowman there. I've got this one, and I've got this one. So I've got a bit of a choice there. I'm going to be doing these, I think, as Christmas presents for my friends' children, which they'll love drawing and writing all about their Christmas in them. So let's get started. So for this, we're going to need first a little spritzer bottle and some glycerine. So we're going to pour. There's no measuring done here. I'm just going to pour this glycerine in the bottle, and you can pick this up from most chemists. Just put a little bit in. You don't need a dead lot. That's plenty for what we need. And then we're going to just top that up with some water. And you're going to need quite a bit of water to what glycerine you've got in there. So as you can see, there's the water that's gone in. Got quite a bit to your amount of glycerine. So put your lid on that. Just going to put the lid back on this glycerine and move it out of the way. Don't want to be knocking that over. Just give this a bit of a wipe, make sure there's nothing on here. And then we just need to shake that up like so. And then we're going to get our piece of card and we're going to spray it all over. You're not drowning it, you're just giving it a bit of a spritz, and then we're going to massage it in. Turn it over. A little bit more. Turn it over again. And you could always do a couple of these at once, you know. Might as well while you've got this all mixed up, and because we do have to dry them out. They're going to take a bit of time. And now it's starting to get a bit more flexible. Paper's working. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just take our paper, our card, and screw it up into a ball. And then undo it. And you can see the fibres now as they're starting to break up. I'm going to just work it a bit more. And now you can see where we've broke into them fibres of the card. And a bit more on this side. And again. And this glycerine, it's a bit like an oily type substance. It's really good. Makes your hands feel soft as well when you use it. And open it up again. Rub it in again, turn it over, give it another spray. And again, give it another screw it all up, make it into a nice tight ball, and then open it up again. Just one more. One more tight ball, and I think that will be it for this part of the project. And there we go. So that's looking nice and soft, feeling really soft. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use one of my embossing folders on this now. I haven't actually done this before, but people tell me it does work. But instead of using a die cutting machine to emboss this, I'm going to use a rolling pin, and it might work, it might not work, we'll see. So I think for this I'm going to use this little snowman. Now you can see the difference in the card. This side, which is like this, it's got a bit more I don't know, it's a little bit darker on this side than this side. So that's the side that we're gonna, you can see the difference. So that's the side that we're going to be working on, and I'm just going to place roughly in the middle. I'm just going to fold, so I've got a rough idea of where I'm going. So roughly in the middle. Don't forget it's handmade, it doesn't always have to be perfect. And I'm just going to go there with it, I think. Maybe a little bit further down. Yeah. Now, like I say, I don't know whether this is going to work or not, but I'm just going to roll my rolling pin. I'm going to put some weight on it. Just give it a roll a couple of times and see if we can get that print. No, it hasn't worked for me, that. No, I'm not happy with that at all. So I'm just going to give it a bit more of a spritz. And I'm going to so that's gone. Can't really tell that it was there. So the next part of this, I'm going to use my die cutting machine. Now if you haven't got a die cutting machine, then you don't have to obviously use the embossing folder, but this will make a nice leather effect. So you don't have to do any more than what it is here. So I'm just going to get my embossing machine out now and show you. So I really would have liked this to have been further down into the machine, into the paper, but I'm just going to work with what I've got here. I'm just going to take it through. There we go, that's better. So now you've got a nice little snowman there, just sat into the front of your journal. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could have them going all along, so you could put in another here and another towards the end. Like so. So you could have 3 snowmen on that, so when you folded it over you've got them all the way around, but I'm just putting mine on the front, and I'm quite happy with that at the moment. It's looking good. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get some ink. This one I'm using is Vintage Falter, Tim Holtz Distress ink, and I'm just going to give that just a little wipe over, and you can see how it's picked up. All our little creases are all there. You could put in a little bit of wild honey, which will just give it a bit of a more of a warm feel, and just mix them colours in like that. And there we've got the beginning of our journal. So I'm going to leave that to dry now, and then I'm going to come back to it and show you the next stage. So she'll come back to that shortly. Thank you. So now we've got our cover to this. All I've done here is I've just run the ink pad just down, folded it over, found the halfway mark, and just highlighted the spine of our cover. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some of this Mod Podge. This is the gloss one, and I'm just going to give this a coat. Just putting it on. And this will dry clear, and it'll give it a bit of luster, but it also makes it waterproof as well. A lot of people don't like using this for this particular type of job, but I like it. You can buy a spray. I think it's Crafter's Companion, and it's a seal. I can't even remember now what it's called, but that you spray it on and it does the same sort of thing. It just seals it all up. So, and it brings out all these little marks up in your cover. Just makes it stand out a little bit. Just popping that on like that. You find that some of the ink will come out on your brush, so you might want to just put some of this into a separate container, and then it doesn't contaminate it all. And that's brought out all them little creases that you've made. All them will show up when once this is dried. And that's basically it for now. So we're going to leave that to dry, and we'll come back to that later, and I'll show you how to put your backing on. So see you soon. So now we've done our cover and it's nice and dry. It's looking really nice, and I love the feel of this. Really nice. So I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I did put a little bit of red in with this as well, which is showing up really well now this glue's dried. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do the inside cover, and I'm just going to get the middle of that, just take it all the way down, and in the center where this line is, I've got a piece of Tyvek, which is, it's like a paper, but it looks like it's got fibres in it. I'll show you. This is it. It's quite tough. So what it does is it will help to strengthen that middle piece, the spine of your journal. So where your papers are going to be stitched in, it'll just make it that little bit stronger. And then we're going to put some nice material over. So I've cut that to size, and it'll all look really pretty when we've finished. So I've put some tape double-sided tape on this tie rack, and I'm just going to stick it in with that. So make sure we get that centre line about there. That's it, and that's going to keep it nice and strong. When we put our papers in there. Might have gone a little bit off there, but as long as we've got something down that middle, that'll strengthen it. That's all that matters. So this piece of material I've got here is just a little bit bigger than what we need, because we can trim that off after. Always better to have just a little bit too much than not enough. So I'm gonna put that on like that. And what we need to do, this is an iTac glue that I'm using. You could use fabric glue, which this is for fabric as well. This the 3-in-1 glue that you can use, that's very good. So I just need to get this glue coming out. It's the only thing with these very thick glues. Leave that turned upside down. So I'm going to use my finger now just to make sure that I get it all around these sides. And I'm going to put my material on. Just give it a press down. And there we go. Make sure you get plenty on. Again, spread that out, making sure you get all the sides. I think this is getting quite close to the end. and just spread that glue out. Again. Just this little bit now to do at the end. And then we'll have to wait for this to dry. That's it. Get it all around them sides. And that's done now. So we just need to mop this glue up. So we just need to let that dry now, and then we can trim off around the sides, and that will be our cover, will be complete. And then we can concentrate on doing the papers for the inside. So we'll let that dry and then we'll come back to it. So what we're going to do now, our paper, our cloth here is dry now, so we just need to trim up all this. Getting quite close to the edge with the scissors, trying not to cut the paper, but it can be difficult sometimes. If you've got a guillotine, you're better off using the guillotine. I think sometimes it just takes it off and gives you a nice clean edge. Just try and keep it as neat as you can, right up to that edge. My scissors aren't very good at the moment. Could do with them sharpening, I think. And again, right up to the edge. And last bit. And there we go. gone a bit wavy there. I think I've took a bit of the paper off, but all in all it's not bad. So there's your cover, and that's ready for when you finish your papers, which we'll be carrying on with. And then later on I can show you how to put them papers into this cover. So there's the cover. I'm quite pleased with that. It's got that lovely soft feel to it. Yeah, really pleased. Nice vintage look. So I'm happy with that. So that's all I've got time for just at the moment, and we're going to come back and do the papers and put the papers into the folder. So just keep watching. See you soon.